Robert. Frank Lloyd Wright was America's greatest architect. He helped create modern architecture at the turn of the 20th century. Wright had 500 buildings constructed, but he designed over 1,500 in his lifetime, all very unique and innovative. In the mid-30s, he came up with Usonian houses, inexpensive designs for the common man. The first was the Herbert Jacobs House of 1936. It was made of used brick and pine boards. It had a closed side facing the street and an open side facing a garden. The Usonian houses were noted for their flat roofs at multiple levels, with clerestory windows in between. Here you see the living room of the Jacobs house with its pine ceiling, and you can see a narrow clerestory window facing the street on the right, and then the floor-to-ceiling French doors on the left. Here's the inside of the Rosenbaum house, which had multiple levels in the living room. Had a high ceiling and a low roof deck below that with clerestory windows. This is the Frank Rentz House project of 1939, which had a 2-story living room, 2 levels on the living room and terraces, and a master bedroom on a balcony overlooking the living room. Here you see the plan. The house was oriented typically right towards the southeast. The house had 2 main levels downstairs, a higher level on the left with the carport, entry, kitchen, dining, and the dining terrace, steps down, and then the living room terrace, and the lower bedroom wing. The house was designed around a central brick utility core with the kitchen adjacent to it and the fireplace on the other side. A set of stairs went up on the rear side of the utility core facing the window wall out to the terraces. So here you can see the entry at the bottom left and the entry hall. There's a entry to the kitchen on the left, steps down past the utility core to the living room. There's a seating area right there, and then French doors out to the lower terrace. And you also have this built-in planter right there. You can see the central utility core here, the fireplace, and the line of the mezzanine there. And this is out on the lower terrace. Steps up to the upper terrace. And there's the dining terrace, the dining room, the dining table, which only seated 2 people. This house was designed for a childless couple. And then you had an extension to the dining table. So this kept the base of the stairs free. So there's our step through the kitchen to the entry. There were 3 kitchen windows over a row of cabinets. Across there you have the kitchen sink, stove, and refrigerator. Across the living room, there's a very narrow hall that leads to the bathroom downstairs and the downstairs bedroom, which has twin beds and a row of wardrobes right there under a clerestory windows. It also has a corner garden with windows around it. You also have this privacy wall here. This is the second floor. It's notable for having a balcony over the living room. Here we go. You can see the top of the stairs here going to the mezzanine over the living room. There's the upper half of the living room. There's the deck, and then that's the roof of the bedroom wing. Now the mezzanine goes into a hallway to the master bedroom with storage cabinets on the left. The master bedroom's quite large and has a little alcove with seating below 3 windows and closets flanking it on either side. The master bath is inside the utility core. You can see the brick core there with a window over the tub. There are 3 French doors out to the main balcony, which is 4 units out from the main house. So that would be 10 feet. It's quite a cantilever. Now the red line here is the upper roof, which extends 1 to 3 units out from the main house. You can see the master bedroom looks out over the carport there. Now the units on this are 2 foot 6 inches or 30 inches. This drawing was one of the few I had. It says southwest, but it's actually the northwest side, if we believe this drawing, which I do believe. I found this drawing later, and it shows that the window wall faces the southeast, as is standard Wright practice. The elevation shows 2 levels and louvers above the deck. Now, the closest relative to this house, the standing, is the Bachman Wilson house of 1954. There you see the 2-story living room with the clerestories behind the perforated wood panels. Here we see that it was originally designed for brick. There's our mezzanine balcony over the living room. Here's the plan. And you can see that there's a large concrete block front wall which acts both structurally and figuratively as a barrier between the street and the house. And it makes a little jog where the front door is. And that faces directly into the stairs going up to the 2nd level. There's a central utility core, as you can see, with the bath and the utilities. There's a seating area, and then you have the window wall on the far side here. Here's the dining room. It has a long dining table facing the utility core. There's the fireplace and the line of the mezzanine above. Here's the kitchen, and there's a small laundry room, and you can see that the downstairs bedroom is on the opposite side of the house from where it is on the Rentz house. Otherwise, the plans would be very similar. There's a downstairs bath, and we go up the stairs here to the mezzanine balcony, and it has 2 halls coming off of it to each bedroom, through tiny little doors, and then the central masonry mass holds the bathroom. There's our deck with the clerestories, the open living room. There's the bath with 2 tiny doors, and you can see that each bedroom has a balcony. Here's the Bachman Wilson house showing the beautiful living room. You can see the wall with the clerestories above. The mezzanine over the living room fireplace. And here's the Rentz house for comparison. Also descended from the Rentz house, or at least influenced by, is the Loveness house. You can see that it's not quite 2 stories, but it has the same mid-roof deck with an extended shaded clerestory above. The Loveness house was built by the owners out of local stone. Beautiful work there. There's the living room of the Loveness house. You can see the deck comes inside. Here's the Cedric Bolter house. And this house has a large wall enclosing the terrace. You can see the shaded clerestory above. This house is a little different in that the two-story living room has the second floor hanging inside of it from the main roof. Here you can see the rods coming down, holding the second floor up. Here's the house. Here's the second floor inside the living room. This is the Rentz house again for comparison. Now, the Rentz house had alternate versions, which added to my confusion. There was an alternate inverted plan with windows facing the street, and you can see that the carport is drive-through. You can drive through under the carport and then out the backside to another road. So the backside of the house here is closed up, and the window wall actually faces the main street. There you can see the French doors and the corner planter. Another thing, here's the entry at the back side of the carport. You go down the steps, as in the standard house. Here's the utility core. And the hallway, the entry hall, continues on through into the bedroom hall. So it's all in line on the rear side of the house there. Here you can see the living area, and we step up to the dining area, which is at the foot of the stairs to the mezzanine. There's the kitchen with its counters, and we have the traditional 3 windows out overlooking the carport. Here's the standard Rentz house plan. Here's the Rentz second floor plan. These are the only drawings I had, these 3 drawings. I later found this one, which would have helped immensely when I was starting the 3D model. This is an alternate plan of the front of the house, which confused me when I found it. This is a view of the end. Here we go. This, I want to talk here. The unit for the Rentz house is a 30-inch square, 2 foot 6 inches. When you add a board and batten wall on either side, centered on the unit lines, you end up with a 27-inch wide hallway. You can also see that it gets even narrower for the doorway to the bedroom. So this house would not meet modern code. That and some other oddities, including the very dark entry, led me to try my hand at doing a modernized version of the house on a 36-inch grid module. I also added some clerestory windows and other small changes. Then I set about building the 3D model. Here you see it under construction using the SketchUp program. I put color to it just so I could keep track of things better. There you can see the stairway. Here's the seating units. This is the entry hall, and we're looking at the bedroom wing there. There's a hole in the roof so that I could access some of the more trouble spots. It got to be very confining trying to work on this house. Later I learned that you can split them in 2 and with the section tool. Here's the final design, and here we go. Here's the animation. We're going along the northwest side of the house now. You can see the clerestory windows along the bedroom, living room there. And we come around the angled garden wall, the retaining wall, to the open side facing the southeast. Now we're going up onto the lower terrace. We're looking up here at the louvers and the clerestory. And here's the window wall of the living room. You can see the master bedroom balcony projecting out there. I have no doubts that it would take a lot of steel to construct this house. That's why one reason I made the window mullions 4-inch square. But I really like this plan. Here we're looking up at the low roof deck, the high roof deck, and the louvered clerestories. But I really enjoyed this house for its multiple levels and the different planters around it. I thought it was really quite a beautiful design. I thought it had some of the drama of falling water with the dramatic balcony coming out from the master bedroom. And we're going to go through the carport, past the kitchen windows to the front entry. Actually, we're going to look out the front of the house. Here's a retaining wall with a planter. And here you can see the louvered windows running across the front of the house. I did that to keep the entry from being very dark as it was in the original design. Wright would later add skylights to a variation of the Rentz House design. Here we've gone through the entry past the utility core on the left, and there are cabinets and shelves on the right to the seating area here in the living room. Looking up at the roof decks, the lower deck's coming in from the bedroom wing. The upper deck extends actually from the level of the master bedroom balcony. There's the reading alcove, and down the narrow hall to the downstairs bedroom, which has a corner garden. And there are the wardrobes below the louvered clerestory windows. There you can see the bed. We're going to whip around, see the dresser. There's a Taliesin lamp on it. The corner planter. Looking back at the living room terraces, back into the hall, we're going to poke our head in the downstairs bath. And there's a linen cabinet on the left. The facilities, there's a counter with the 2 sinks and an indirect lighting deck above. That grill is for a skylight, get light into this hallway, because I originally thought that Wright's design had no windows for it. Here's the utility core with the fireplace at the lower right, and there's the mezzanine balcony above. And that's looking out at the master bedroom balcony, and there's the staircase. The stair treads are reinforced concrete, cantilevered out from the brick utility core. Here's the dining area, dining table on the lower left, and this is the kitchen with the main counter there and the kitchen sinks right there, shelves above. This is looking through. We're going to walk into the entry here again and turn around. We're in the entry now, looking through the louvered windows out into the front yard. The front door. And this is the kitchen coming the other way. And we see the stovetop on the right. And looking at the stairs here. And now we're heading upstairs. The rise is 6 inches, the treads are 1 foot. Now we're in the mezzanine over the living room. And we'll take a look around. You can see we're looking straight out at the deck and the louvered clerestory windows. And we're going to take a peek back at the master bedroom, which overlooks the living room. You can see the cornered planter for the living room. Our seating area. And now we're going to go down the mezzanine area to the entry hall for the master bedroom. There's a row of storage cabinets on the left. And we step up. The second floor has 2 levels, the same as the first floor. You can see closets on the left and the repair closets flanking the seating alcove with its 3 windows mirroring the 3 windows of the kitchen below. There's the dresser, more Taliesin lamps. That far corner was originally some unknown table storage area. I made it a pair of closets. There's the bed with its shelves. And the master bath, which is inside the masonry core of the house, and it projects up above the main roof with a clerestory there with louvers. Looking up over the shower stall there with its mitered corner windows. There's a storage cabinet for linens there. And we have the counter with the 2 wash basins. We're going to walk around the bed and take a look down at the living room. There's another origami chair. Here you see the roof deck coming out from the top of the balcony parapet. Looking at the stair. There's the living room below. This animation is all done within the SketchUp program. It's part of SketchUp scenes. We're now going through the French doors out onto the terrace. There you can see the louvers. And you see the large overhang on the main roof. I made it thick for insulation, and it has a 9-foot overhang. Steel would definitely be required for the construction of this house. orange are all copper flashing, or at least some copper anodized flashing. There's our French doors and the master bedroom. Now we're going to come over and look at the roof of the carport. So the next animation is more aerial. I made it a bee's eye view. You can see the brick rowlocks along the garden walls that enclose the terraces. They also enclose the planters and form retaining walls to hold the sloping lot in check. The lot is higher on the right rear and lower on the left foreground. Going in to land on the flowering tree. Look in through the downstairs bedroom on the left with its corner planter, and there's a pergola over that. And a fly down the front of the house here. I thought the louvers were a good idea. Originally, I wasn't sure of the orientation of the house, and I was afraid there'd be a lot of sunlight intrusion into the house, so I was glad to have the louvers in the design. Going past the retaining wall with its planter. The two columns you see there are my cowardice that I didn't think, even with steel, that the carport roof cantilever would be too much. So having the columns there made it a little safer. The carport columns echo the ones at the kitchen windows. We're going to go up and peek in the master bedroom windows. Then head back towards the balcony again. This is where we were at the end of the first video. Now we're going to swing around and head down to the terrace. Be closer to Earth for a while. And I couldn't resist buzzing the guy here. You can see those amazing 12-foot tall French doors on the terrace side of the house, with, I believe, there are 3-foot tall clerestories overhead. Now we're going to go up and peek in the louvered clerestories into the living room. We're looking across at the utility core and the mezzanine balcony there. And we'll kind of just swing around the north side of the living room at this level. You can see I had to kind of make a seesawing motion, with it's the easiest way to control the SketchUp scenes. So you'll see us kind of zigging in and out. Now we're going to go up and look through the glass, and you'll see the mezzanine balcony at the left, living room at the right, looking through to the living room terrace. And there's the entry door to the master bedroom, and there you can see a plant sitting on the cabinets that line the entry hall to the master bedroom. The brick behind is the wall of the utility core with the master bath inside. You can look through into the master bedroom there. See the bed with the shelves above it. And we're going to look up over the main roof, and you'll see the utility core poking out through the roof there. And that's that. We've tired our bee out, so he's going to land on this azalea, take a rest. So there were several predecessors to the Rentz House. The first design I found was for the all-steel houses that Mr. Wright did in LA in 1938. They have a 2-story living room with a balcony and mezzanine above. Mr. Wright developed his own building system for the all-steel houses. They used a steel channel, 9 inches wide, 2 inches deep, a U-shaped channel that would be filled with concrete. Here's our design for the house. You can see the utility core, kitchen on the left, living room on the right. Second floor had 2 bedrooms, 2-story living room with the bath and the utility core. Here's the steel channel, U-shaped channel. They were filled with concrete and used as wall units and as floor units. They were mounted onto concrete piers, and there were special ones designed to hold glass. So you had these tall window walls alternating with structural reinforced concrete panels, all 9 inches wide. That's why you see the vertical stripes there. Some were laid horizontally as well for interest. I assume they'd all be painted with automotive finishes. So this is the George McCallum house, and you can see that it's very similar. It looks like the same drawing as what we saw for the Rentz house. The difference is there's no bedroom wing on the left. Now, I feel sorry for the poor apprentice who misspelled Mr. Wright's name. This design has the stairs along the front wood wall. It's enclosed. There's no carport. But this second floor drawing doesn't match it. I think, again, there were two variations on the house. Here you see a section through the house with the central utility core in brick and wood around it. Here's the view from the street. You can see those square windows stepping up with the stairs. And it closely matches this all-steel house. There were several descendants of the Rentz House. A distant relative is the Suntop Homes two-story living room, the dining room on a mezzanine above, and you saw the balcony projecting out the front as well. The Ellenwood house is much closer to the Rentz Bachman Wilson house with louvered two-story living room. The staircase is along the street side, the closed street side of the house, and there are 3 bedrooms above on the second floor. The Burden house is a smaller, simpler house with a long hall along the front of the house and the steps in the back of the house. And there was a row of skylights over the hall to actually get some light in that dark area. Here's the southeast elevation with the two-story living room windows and the balcony. But you can see here also on the second floor, the master bath and the utility core projected out to the outside of the house, and you had a brick grille over a window facing the street side of the house. Oddly, there are 3 French doors in the living room also facing the street side of the house. But we are lucky that the design was built in 1954 as the Bachman Wilson house. Here you see it on its Cherokee red slab. The Bachman living room window wall with clerestories above. There's the mezzanine balcony over the concrete block utility core. You can see the second floor deck with the perforated wood screens over the clerestory windows. Another view of the Rentz, and this is our final little bit of animation. I hope you found this video interesting. I was totally unprepared to be doing this house. It took me 5 months to do. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. And I wanted to thank all the folks at the SketchUp forum who helped me with this.